So
Go
hopefully,
for it.
great. Hopefully you guys know me. I'm John Vaughn, and today I actually just wanted to go in and give you guys a comprehensive walkthrough on Invoicing You, because I know some of you guys still have some questions about this platform. So I wanted to go in and give you a comprehensive walkthrough on Invoicing You. All right. So for the purpose of this training and this demonstration, I don't know if you guys caught it because there was a problem with my audio, but we have actually created a brand new account. So I just created a completely new account that's actually never been used inside Invoicing You before. It's a brand new account. It has never actually been used. All right. So, so the very first thing that you would do whenever you would log into this platform is you're going to want to go to your settings tab. I mean, what is Invoicing You? Invoicing You, if you don't know what Invoicing You is, it is an online invoicing platform. It allows you to easily send out invoices for your services or create product invoices to sell your products. So it allows you to easily get money on the internet. All right. So you can sell your services to your clients, or you can create invoices for your products. You can even do group invoices, which are pretty cool. All right. So in order to do that, the first thing that you're going to want to do is you're going to want to actually hook up a payment account. So for this demo, we're going to use Stripe. All right. So we're going to use Stripe. So what you want to do is you will want to put in your Stripe API keys here. So how you do that is you just go into Stripe. You have your Stripe account. If you don't have a Stripe account, you can just go to stripe.com and you can create one for free. It's relatively easy. And you are going to grab your API keys here, okay? For the purpose of this demo specifically, because I don't want you guys to have my live Stripe credentials, I'm going to use my test credentials, all right, so that we can actually do some transactions. You guys can make some payments. I can send you guys some invoices. You can see how the platform works, and you don't actually have to spend any money because it's all going to be with test data, all right? So to actually use this data in real life, you would not, to actually collect money, you don't want to use those test keys. You want to use your live keys. However, at any time, if you want to just test the platform, you can always just switch back to these test keys, and you will be able to thoroughly test the platform and not actually have to use any money. So we're going to put this API key right here, this publishable key, right where it says to put the publishable key. All right. We're going to put this secret key right here, right where it says to put the secret key. All right, just like that, you're done. You've got your Stripe integration all set up. All right, so next thing here, you can put your name, you can put some details, you can give a file here. All right, I'm going to show you in just a little bit where this information goes. All right, so we're just going to put, let's say, your brand name here, and we're going to put, you know, some vague information about your brand, and maybe why people are giving you money. All right. So you guys will see in just a minute where this actually comes into play. And if you want to give an image here, you can obviously give an image. Let's just give this link wizard image right here and go ahead and update our settings. All right. So these things are pretty much the only things that you need to do whenever you get a brand new account. Now, if you want to go in and change your password, you can go in and do that. If you want to use your Zapier integration, you're going to find that also right here in your settings, your Zapier information. And if you want to have a customer portal, all right, your customer portal essentially allows people that pay you money to go in and actually see all the money that they've paid you, to see all the invoices that they've paid, to get a copy of those invoices, to download those invoices, and to update their credit card information in case they want to update their credit card information and get billed with new credit card information. All right. You'll see how this is going to come into play in the future, because, for example, if you do a subscription billing and you have somebody on a monthly subscription and their payment fails and they need to update their payment information, what you can do is you can just send them a link to the customer portal. They can log in and they can just update their credit card information right there, and they can go right back through billing. All right. And so it makes it really, really easy for you to manage all this. All right. So now we have everything set up here. You see everything that we need to do is set up. So the first thing that we can do is we can look at our customers, and we can see that we don't have any customers. All right. So let's go in and actually create an invoice, and let's just assume that we want to sell somebody something. All right. And we can select from our customers. We don't have any customers, so we need to create a new customer. And let's just create a customer. We're going to call this guy John Vaughn, and we're going to give his email, john@thinkvaughn.com. We're going to charge this guy in United States dollars. All right. That's what we're going to charge. But you can put in any currency that you want here that's actually supported by Stripe. So if you wanted to put in different currencies, you can bill in different currencies. This platform supports over 163 different currencies. So odds are, wherever you're doing business at, if you're not in like a really, really crazy third world country, or if you are not in a country that most of the world would consider, no offense, a terroristic country, or a country that has a very high risk of financial fraud, your country is going to be supported. All right. Pakistan, you're not going to be supported. Iraq, Iran, you're not supported. If you're from, what are those other dudes that are really famous for pirates? You guys remember who those guys are, that they're really famous for like putting out all the pirates and stuff? Those dudes also not supported. All right. So like I said, if you are at a really high risk country for fraud, then your country is not supported, but there are over 163 countries that are supported. So odds are you're going to be supported. What do you want to charge somebody for? So I'm going to charge you guys for live training. All right. I'm going to charge you one of those. How much should this live training be worth? You know, I am the CEO of a successful company, and typically my clients pay me $150 an hour for anything my developers do. All right, so we're just going to put a price tag at $150 for this training, and rest assured, it's just going to be arbitrary money. All right, so if you want to add more items, you can add more items here. So we could do, you know, a invoicing you account. We'll just make it a lifetime deal. All right, and I'm going to give it to you for $97. All right, and I'm not going to give you 97 of them. I'm going to give you one. And I'm going to make it $97. So now we have a total price of $247. All right. Do you want to add tax on this? All right. Now, the good thing about this, if you want to add tax, you can go in and add a 7% tax on this, and we'll calculate tax. But you need to let us know what things are taxable. All right. So just adding this tax is not enough. You need to also go in and let me know what things are actually taxable. So let's say this Invoicing You LTD, this is actually taxable. All right. So if you want to enter a memo so that somebody can get a note of like, hey, what are they paying for? So we're going to say, you know, payment for your Invoicing You account and training on how to use it. All right. So there we go. And now you can just create that invoice. Once you create that invoice, you're going to get a nice little invoice link that looks just like this. You can see here's a logo that you uploaded. You can see here's that brand name. Remember, we set this up in our settings. We gave a brand name in our settings. And you can see here's some very vague information about your brand and maybe why people are giving you money. We also set this in our settings as well. All right. You can see we have one dude right here that's $150, and we have one Invoicing You account that's $97, and he was applied a 7% tax because that's the only guy that we picked as a taxable thing. All right. So now you can see that you have a total price here of $253. So now your client can just go in. He can just click this button right here, put in his email address, and then he can put in his credit card number and go in and pay you. We're going to use a test credit card number because we are in test mode. If you ever want to know if you're in test mode or not, if you see this thing that says test mode, you're in test mode. If you don't see that thing that says test mode, you're not in test mode. All right, so now we're just going to put in any information in the future, and then we're just going to put in, like I said, some test data here. So this is always a good test number. If you want to use, you can just use a string of characters 4242 and repeat that 4 times. Take any date in the future and any CVC number that you want, and that will be good enough for a test data. So now we're going to pay this guy. All right. And look at that. He just got paid. And now you're just going to actually get a post back from Stripe to let you know, hey, this invoice has actually been successfully paid. All right. Now that he's been successfully paid, he has the option to go in and actually give you some feedback. And he can just tell you how great he enjoyed this experience or whatever it is that he's actually paying you for. You can collect that feedback for whatever he's actually paying you for. And you can see this is paid now. If he wants to actually print out a receipt, he can print out a receipt. All right. So now if you were to actually come over here in your dashboard and look, you can see that you made some money today. You can see that you sent out this gray. And actually, just so you know, we are redoing this complete dashboard, and we're giving you a pretty cool calendar object so that you can see over a 6 weeks period, you'll have the entire month plus 1 week of the last month and 1 week of the next month. You'll see all the money that you've invoiced, all the money that you've collected, and you'll also see the forecasting, because we've got a couple new cool features coming out over the course of the next week. And one of those is auto capture, so that essentially whenever you send an invoice, you can, instead of sending an invoice that somebody has to pay, you can just go ahead and automatically capture that money from them. Or you can turn on auto capture and you can say, you know, I'm going to send you this invoice and you got 14 days to pay it. And if you haven't paid it within 14 days, I'm just going to take it right out of your bank account, because it's all done through Stripe and we can just charge a customer like that. All right. Now, I would recommend, if you're going to do that, you do something like I do with my clients, and in the contractual agreement that you have, or in some terms and conditions, you note in your terms and conditions that they do give you authorization to auto capture on their card. I have that agreement with all my clients, and all my clients know that whenever I send them an invoice, if they haven't paid that invoice in 14 days, I am just going to go physically take that money out of their bank account, and they no longer have to go through the process of clicking buttons to pay me. So that feature is being added in. But anyway, so right now this is your dashboard. If you go in and actually look at your invoices, you can see that right in all records. You can see all your invoices. Here's that invoice that we just created, and you can see he's all paid up. And you can see this customer right here. Here's your customer, John Vaughn, and you can see here's the total that he's paid you so far. All right, and you can see here's the amount due, and you can see he's on no subscriptions yet. All right, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go in and we're gonna create another invoice, and we're just gonna pick this John Vaughn character, and I want to send him a subscription. But we need to first create a subscription because we don't have any subscriptions. Looks like we do actually have a subscription, but none of those are in our our test account. So let's go in and create a, you know, dummy SEO plan. And we're going to make this a monthly subscription, and it's going to be $1,000 a month. And you're not going to get any trial period whatsoever because I don't want to give you a trial period. All right. So we got the SEO God plan. So now we're going to go in and create another invoice. And in this invoice, we're just going to go ahead and attach a subscription. So I'm going to choose an existing customer. I'm going to choose John Vaughn, and I'm just going to add this dummy SEO plan. All right. And then I'm going to do a SEO audit, which is a one-time fee of $500. All right. This is going to make this invoice a total of $1,500. I'm not going to charge them tax, and it's going to be SEO audit and 1 month SEO God plan. All right. So now this dude is actually going to get this invoice. All right. And here's another invoice for this client. And you can see this invoice is a little bit different. You've got this SEO God. It's a subscription amount, which is $1,000 per month. And then you also have this line item, which is the SEO audit, which is $500. And you can see this is a total of $1,500, and $1,000 of this is just going to be automatically billed to your client every single month. You don't have to worry about it every month. He's just going to be automatically billed. And we're even going to tell him that $500 will be charged once, and there's a subscription amount of $1,000 that's going to be billed every single month. All right. So now if you were to come back over here, and you can either go to all records, or you can just go to your customers, and we're going to go check out our customer. We're going to go check out this John Vaughn character because he seems pretty cool. And you can see now he's paid you a total of $253.79. So you can also see he's got a total of $1,500 outstanding. All right. So something else that we're going to do real quick is we're going to come over here to our settings. All right. And in the settings, we're going to go to our customer portal, and we're going to grab our login URL to our customer portal. All right. We're going to open up an incognito window here. And here's your customer portal. And we're going to sign in as this guy. He's got a default password of 123456. Everybody does whenever they first get their account. Now, this is your customer where he's actually logged in. Unfortunately, I'm sorry about this, but unfortunately, I haven't actually built out the dashboard yet for the customer portal, and we will build that out over the next couple of weeks. We just haven't actually built out the dashboard, so I'm probably just going to replace the dashboard with this list of all invoices. This is only for this customer, all right? Only for the John Vaughn customer. He can see that he's paid you this, and he can see that he still owes you this. And then if he looks at his actual profile, he can see how much he's paid you in total. how much he owes you. And if he wants to update his credit card, he can go in and actually update his credit card right here, and then just have that credit card updated on file. All right. So that's pretty much all your customer can do inside here. All your customer can do is he can see all his invoices and get a link back to this invoice so that if he wants to go in and print it off for his own records, he can print it off. So all his invoices, everything that he purchases through you, he's going to easily be able to find. He can see what he owes you. He can go to his profile and essentially get some information about how much money has he paid you in total, how much does he owe you, and he can essentially update his credit card, and then he can just essentially update his password to his customer portal. All right. So that's literally all he has to do there. And if he wants, he can just come in here and make a payment. And whenever he makes a payment, he's going to put in his email address again. And we're going to put anything in the future. And we're going to go ahead and pay this $1,500 because why not? And if you guys have any questions at any time, make sure you just go ahead and ask those questions, and I'll answer them if you have them at any time.
Can we use PayPal?
You cannot use PayPal right now. No, you can't. We could add in PayPal, but I don't like PayPal because they're very buyer-centric. So
is Stripe.
Yes, but they're not near as buyer-centric as PayPal, meaning that you can't go in 18 months after making a transaction and dispute it with Stripe. You can with PayPal. So
what about using another processor?
You can use authorized.net. I'm really not sure what that invalid integer is, to be quite honest. So that is something I'm actually going to have to add on my list to check out what is up with that invalid integer. I think it's actually
the customer's credit card information. Is that stored on your server or somewhere else?
No, that's all stored with your payment processor. So credit card information never hits our server. It's all stored with the payment processor.
Okay.
Right? So all of that is actually stored directly with the payment processor. We don't have access to any of that information.
Okay, good.
So I'm just going to actually create one more invoice for this dude right here, just because I've seen that there is a little bit of issue, and I think it's because we literally just released these customer objects here. Like literally, we just released this last week, so I think maybe because either I'm in test mode or because some other issue is there, but I'll figure it out in just a second. I'm just going to pay the secondary invoice for this dude and see if that actually allows me to pass or if it gives me that customer object. All right, great. So he let me pass. So just an issue with this actually being in a subscription mode and a test subscription. So again, you can just come in here and you can check out your customer and you can see how much he owes you. You can see how much he owes you. You can see that his paid amount has went up. So this allows you to easily go in and actually get a good gauge of his lifetime value and how much this guy is actually worth based on looking at this information right here. You can go back to your dashboard and you can see what you've billed out versus what you've brought in for that day. This is money that you've billed people. This is money that's actually been collected in your system. So that pretty much covers everything that you need to know about creating what's called a general invoice. All right. So a general invoice is a one-time thing. You're going to create a general invoice. That general invoice, you already have a client in mind. You already know who the client is that owes you this money, that needs to pay you this money. And that general invoice can only be paid one time. All right. That general invoice is going to be paid by your client and they're going to pay it up. And then that's going to be a paid invoice. It cannot be paid again once it gets paid once. All right.
Do you issue invoice numbers?
Yeah, you can see they all have invoice numbers. So you can see all of these guys have their own invoice numbers here.
Oh, okay. I didn't see that.
Yep, and you'll see that they also show up here. Here's their invoice numbers, so that's all shown up. That's all shown up there.
Okay.
And if you guys are community members, you guys can always query us to change the design or make invoice templates, and we're really receptive and building out whatever features you guys want, because you guys are the users of our software. So we build pretty much anything that you want. All right. So now you pretty much should have all the information that you need for the most part about general invoices. Like I said, a general invoice, you should have a client in mind, because you are going to send an invoice to a client that owes you money. Now, you can create these custom subscriptions, go in and actually add these custom subscriptions, add these to your invoices, and then you can actually put your customers on reoccurring billing. So if you have things that are like $500 a month or $100 a month or $1,000 a month, you can just get your client to pay your invoice with that subscription, and they will be billed automatically every single month without you having to do anything. And that information will actually also get reported back to the platform. So as that subscription happens automatically, it will come right back into the platform, so that you can see that lifetime value of that customer increase with those subscription payments as well. All right. So that's pretty much everything that you need to know about general invoices. All right. So if you have any questions about those, just ask those questions. If not, I'm going to move right in to product invoices. Now, product invoices are a little bit different than general invoices. And the main difference between a product invoice and a general invoice is a general invoice, you know who your client is. You're going to send that invoice to that client. They're going to pay it. And that invoice is going to be a paid invoice, and it can never be paid again. A product invoice is for a product. You don't necessarily know who the client is that's going to buy that product. And it's not necessarily just going to be purchased one time. It can be purchased 100 times or 1,000,000 times or 6 times, or according to some limits that you set. So in order to show you that, we're just going to kind of go right here into the platform, and we're going to create a new product. Let's say we want to create this tier 5 group product, and we're going to sell it on an LTD, and it's going to be a one-time thing. And actually, we're going to do a tier 5 partnership is what we're going to call this product right here. And we're going to offer you a partnership. It's a one-time thing, and you're going to pay $1,200, and you're going to be a tier 5 partner for the next 12 months. All right. All right. So now we're starting to have all the pieces here. Now, things I want you to note here is, first, you can add limits to this invoice. So whenever you add a limit to this invoice, you can add a limit either by time, and you can say, hey, this product invoice is valid up until this time and date. And after that time and date, I want you to either redirect to a web page or another invoice link, because maybe you have this thing on sale and it's on sale until the 25th. And after the 25th, it goes back to its normal price. So you could just go in. Yep. You could just go in and say, hey, this thing is on sale until this time on the 25th. And after the 25th, just provide your link where you're going to redirect to for your normal price product. If you don't want to do a limit on time, you can do a limit on quantity, and you can just say, hey, this thing is limited to 25 things. After 25 people buy this product, then I want to redirect them to another product. So again, you could have a product that's like, I could have this partnership that's $1,200, and my real partnership could be $2,000. And I can say, hey, for 25 people, I'm going to let 25 people get this at $1,200. And after those 25 people buy it up, then everybody else has to pay the full price of $2,000. And I can create a $2,000 product invoice, and I can just set this limit. And then I can go in and actually provide this URL and say, hey, this goes here. All right. So I'm not going to add any limit. And what we're going to do is we're going to create another product invoice after this, and we'll put a limit on that. And I'll kind of show you actually how it works, because we'll go in and actually purchase that product. All right. Then you have these things called hidden fields. All right. So if you guys are in the tier 5 community, you guys notice that you guys have Invoicing You links for affiliate offers, and they all have an affiliate ID. So with these hidden fields, what it allows you to do is you can set up an affiliate platform if you want right through these invoices, and you can do even cooler things. All right. So what it allows you to do is it allows you just to actually pass data to the URL of this invoice. A very common use case for me is I include an MID or what you could call a PSID. this is an ID for a chatbot. So if you have a chatbot, that your chatbot users have a chatbot ID, they have a messenger ID. So what you can essentially do is if you include that messenger ID, and then from your chatbot, you send your users to your product invoice and you send their chatbot ID, then what happens is once they actually pay that invoice, you can send the data back into the chatbot that they've now paid an invoice. So if you want to do something in your chatbot, like have premium content and say, hey, this content, in order to get this content, you have to pay for this content. It's really easy to do. You can just have content blocks and you can put them behind a variable, is paid. And, how does that is paid? You can say, hey, user can access this content if is paid equals true. Well, how do you get is paid equal true? Well, you tell that user if paid isn't true, first send them to the product invoice to buy this content. And whenever you send them to that invoice, go ahead and send their messenger ID with the product invoice. Once they pay the product invoice, you can send data back into the chatbot. You can look them up by their messenger ID, and you can switch is paid now to true. And when they go back to content, they can actually consume the content instead of being served up an invoice to pay the content. All right. I also use this with affiliate ID. So if you want to do some affiliate promotion, you can do something like an AID. And all this does is allow you to actually send data to the URL and then know what that data is. All right. So I'm going to create this just like this. And this is going to be my product invoice. And now I have a product invoice. All right. I do want you to know on this product invoice that you have a place where you can add scripts in your header. So here you can add your Facebook tracking pixel if you want to. You have a place where you can add scripts in the footer. All right. So you have a place where you can add scripts in the header. You have a place where you can add scripts in the footer. All right. What could you add in the footer? Here's your footer. Sticky reviews. Let's say you're using a social proof software like sticky reviews. You can add that script right here in the footer and you can show your sticky reviews on this product invoice. What can you add in the header? You can add, like I said, your Facebook pixel. You also have where you can add scripts in the header and footer after a user makes a successful payment. What can you do there? You can actually literally put in your Facebook pixel and put in a conversion tracker where you can go in and say, hey, new payment, new sale once they've paid that. So the scripts that are going to go in the header and the footer after your payment are not going to actually get fired off until the user actually makes a payment. So like I said, very good use cases. Here are scripts in the header on this invoice page would be your Facebook pixel, and then scripts in your header after the payment would be your conversion event from Facebook. All right. So you can just pop that right in there and then you can track conversions on your payments. All right.
Hey, John, can I ask a question real quick?
Yeah, of course.
So on the header, can I add multiple scripts there? For example,
Sure.
like a Facebook page view content. Page view and also a Google tag.
Yep.
And maybe a Google YouTube remarketing tag. Can I put them all there in the same place?
Yep. You can add as many scripts as you want in the header and the footer. The only thing that you have to make sure is that you're providing valid scripts. So if it is live code that you're adding there, so if you add a script that has an error, your scripts are going to have an error. If you add a script and you don't forget, you don't remember to put in the closing script tag or something, then it's going to throw an error. As long as you add valid scripts, you can add as many as you want in there. So yep, no problem there.
Cool, thanks.
So now this guy can just go in. I'm just going to go ahead and buy this with John at thinkvaughn.com as well. And we're going to go ahead and pay this $1,200 for this Tier 5 partnership. All right. So we're going to buy that Tier 5 partnership right up, because why wouldn't we want to be a partner with a successful software company? And then we're going to go back to our little customers and we're going to see we still only have one customer. It's still just John. And how much money has he given us? He's given us $1,900 so far. So John is turning out to be a pretty good little customer. Except for he does owe us $1,500. He does owe us about 50% of what he's paid us so far. All right. So we can see all that information right then and there. And remember, at the same time, John can go in at any time he wants, and he can just kind of see the same information for himself in his customer portal. He can see how much he actually has paid you, how much he owes you. If he wants to update his card, he can update that. And he can just go in and actually see a list of all his invoices and see, hey, I still owe John this much money. And he can just, like he's doing right now, decide not to pay us. All right. So So now I want to go in, since we're here, I want to go in and create a product invoice here. And we're just going to go in and actually create a tier 5 partnership limited. This is for early birds. All right. And this is going to be a tier 5 partnership. It's going to be the same thing that we just sold other people. The only difference is we're going to call this $800. We're going to give dudes a $400 discount for being an early bird. So remember, again, here, you don't have to put in these hidden fields at all, but if you want to be able to actually send data to the URL, to this invoice, and I'll show you how that works, and be able to use it somewhere else, you want to make sure that you have these hidden fields. So I always just like to add an AID in case I want to allow an affiliate to get commission on this and I want to track it. And I also always like to add an MID just in case I want to send somebody from my chatbot to this invoice and be able to get the data back in my chatbot. So literally the main things that this hidden fields are for is if you want to do any type of affiliate system, or if you want to get this data back into your chatbot. All right. I literally built it just for the chatbots. So you can add a limit here. Remember, you can do time or quantity. I'm going to do quantity, and I'm going to limit this guy to 1. All right. And before I go too far, I'm just going to go back in here. And I'm going to go find my product invoice. All right. So here's your product invoice list. And just so you can see, here's your product invoice. You can see how many people have actually purchased this. You can see the information. You can see what hidden fields that you have. And you can do some other stuff. Like you can click on this, and whenever you click on this, it's actually going to take you to a list of all the people who have actually purchased this product. And you can export all their information and have a list of everybody who's purchased that particular product. All right. Or you can do something like you can go to this guy right here, and we're just going to grab his link right up. And we're going to grab that link and we're going to stick him over here so that once we sell 1 unit of this, then the next person who wants to purchase this product is going to be told that this product is no longer available, that he needs to grab this other product if he wants this. All right. So now we got all that good stuff. So now we got a new product. Here's our new product. And this time, I'm not going to have John buy this. I'm going to go in and buy this from somebody else. I'm going to become a new customer. And I'm going to go ahead and pay this $800 up. No big deal on my side. It's just $800. I got an extra $800. Great. So now we're going to get paid. And remember, right here at this point in time, if you would have added scripts in your header, scripts in your footer for after payment, this is where they're getting executed right now. So this is a very good place for you to put in your conversion script and say, hey, this is an $800 conversion if somebody makes it here. All right. That allows you to actually track and even run Facebook ads right to these invoices and optimize for conversions. All right. But it also, even if you're not running ads, what it allows you to do is pixel people and then actually go in and run a targeted campaign and say, hey, look. And remember, I'm not an ads guy, but I know you can do this. You can go in and say, hey, I want to only target people who have purchased at least $800 worth of my stuff because I'm going to try to sell them something that's $3,000. So in order for them to buy my $3,000 thing, they should have at least purchased $800 worth of my stuff. So it's very important that you go in and actually add that conversion tracking so that you can do some advanced marketing like that. And like I said, I don't know anything about marketing. But now I do know that if you come to this guy again and you want to go in and purchase this guy up, he is not going to let you purchase him up because this product is now expired because he had a limit of 1 and 1 person has already purchased him up. So if you want to get this thing, you need to go to this other invoice link and now pay the full price for this thing. All right. So this guy's expired. You can't actually purchase him up. You can see there is no way to pay for this thing whatsoever. And if he tries to go here, he's just going to get presented with a big message that lets him know that this product has reached its limit. And you can get a similar product here if they want a similar product. All right. So that guy's no good. He can't be bought anymore. And now you can see you have 2 different customers here. So now you have 2 different customers. And you can just go in and look and see this customer has paid you $800 versus the other customer didn't pay you so much. You can go back to your product invoice list and you can see your different products, how many people have actually purchased each thing. So again, if you want, you can just always go in, see that this is expired. You can go back in and say, well, I'll buy the full price thing. And he can go ahead and buy that up. And then once he buys that up, you'll just be able to see how many people go in and buy your stuff. So if now your conversion script's just fired. And then now if you go in and actually look at your product invoice, if you look at your list, you can see that you've had 2 people purchase this and 1 people purchase this. All right. And if you go over here to all records, then you're going to see all these things that are coming in. You're going to see all these product invoices, all these general invoices. If you want to look just by product invoices, you can click on that button and see only your product invoices. If you want to see just your general invoices, you can click on that button and see only your general invoices. All right. So that should give you, for the most part, all the information that you need about product invoices. The only thing that we've left out for product invoices and general invoices is the Zapier integration. I will show you that in just a minute. The next thing I want to show you is essentially group invoices. Now, group invoices are really cool, and they were actually a user-requested feature. So what a group invoice is it's kind of like Groupon, if you know what Groupon is. So what it does is it allows you to actually start a social group frenzy by giving a discount based on the number of people who want to buy something. So to give you a working example of that, let's do a demo partnership. All right, here's my demo partnership. I'm going to give a percentage, and let's see. Percentage or dollar is completely up to you. You can do percentage, and I can just go in and say, hey, look, I want to get 300 people. And if I get 300 people, all right, what type of discount am I going to give them? I'm going to give them a 90% discount, all right? And what are they going to get? They're going to get a tier 5 partnership, and this is going to be $3,000, all right? Now, what is 90% discount of $3,000? What's left is $300, right? So if I do a calculator, if I have a calculator, all right, what I really want to do is I really want to do 100 over 3,000, and that's 3%. So I'm actually just going to go in and make this, to make math easy for everybody, I'm going to make this $1,000, and I'm going to give a 90% discount. All right. If I get 300 people, all right. So if I get 300 people, I'm going to sell this essentially for $100, and I'm going to make, what is that? $30,000, right? But maybe I can't get 300 people. So I'm going to be like, you know what? If I get 150 people, I'm going to give a discount of 50%. And if I can get, let's say, just 50 people, I'll give you guys a 10% discount. What does that mean? That means that if I get 10 people to sign up, then I'm going to be charging people $900 for this thing. All right. If I get less than 10 people to sign up, you guys are all paying $1,000. All right. You guys want a $100 discount? You get me 10 people to come buy my thing. Everybody gets a $100 discount. You want a more of a discount? You get me 150 people to come buy my thing. I'm going to give you a 50% discount. Instead of paying $100 or instead of paying $1,000, you're only going to pay $500. All right. You want to get my $1,000 thing for just $100? Well, you get 300 people to come sign up for it. So you share this out on social media. You tell your friends to come buy my thing, because you'll be able to get a $1,000 thing for just $100 if I can get 300 people to go in and buy this. All right. So that's kind of how that works. You're going to set an expiration date. So I can set it for the end of the month at the end of the day. So I'm going to go in and set it up for the very end of the day at the end of the month. And I'm going to say, you know, get whatever you want here. All right. And I'm going to create this. And now I'm going to have a group invoice after this. So here's my group invoice. You can see how many people signed up, and you can see how many people have actually paid. All right. So in this group invoice, people do not pay, and no one gets charged until this countdown expires right here. Everybody's going to get charged at the exact same time, and everybody will get charged whatever the rate should be based on how many people have agreed to sign up. So what will essentially happen when users sign up, they will first get pre-authorized. So for my first 10 people that sign up, they're going to get pre-authorized $1,000. For everybody, for my next group of people, they're going to get pre-authorized however much the group invoice is. It was a 10% discount, so they're going to get pre-authorized. So you can see, and we kind of give you that information that says you will not be charged at this time. You won't be charged until the offer expires. You will be charged as soon as the offer expires, and you will only be charged the current price at the time of expiration. So you can see what your current price is right now. All right, your current price is actually $1,000. So to make this simple, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create another group invoice. All right, I'm going to give another percent, and I'm going to say, hey, if I get one person, I'm going to offer a 10% discount. If I get two people, I'm going to offer a 20% discount. If I get three people, I'm going to offer a 30% discount. And if I get four people, I'm just going to go ahead and offer a 90% discount. And this is going to be on a widget. And you're just going to get one widget, and widgets are $1,000. All right. And then I'm going to go in and make this actually expire sometime later today. All right. At the end of the day today, that thing's going to expire. And then it's just going to be a widget sale. All right. So I'm going to sell some widgets because everybody likes to buy widgets. So now here's a product invoice. You can see what happens at one order, at two orders, at three orders. Here's your price points. All right. So if you go in and actually buy this up, and to be honest, I can't tell you if a customer is going to work with this or not, because I don't know. All right. I'm not sure if we extended customer objects to actually work with this, but we're about to find out. So we're going to buy that up real quick. And you can see that you've signed up, and once this offer expires, you're going to be charged automatically. All right. So now if you look at this, you'll be able to see that one person actually signed up. And if this person goes here, you can see that now the current price is only $900. All right. And you can see a little graph how people actually need to go in and pay more, and the more that they pay, the less this actually the less this costs for them. Like I said, this was a complete user requested feature, so we built this to your guys' specifications because you guys asked us for this feature, so we just built it out for you. We asked lots of questions exactly how you want it to work, and you told us exactly how you wanted it to work, and we just built it out for you. All right, so again, that dude's actually been paid. This is an old one. We don't want to look at that. So now you can see, again, two people have actually signed up for this. And if you want to check it out, you can see that your current price is now $800. And this has actually dropped. And just out of curiosity, I'm going to look at my customers. I'm going to see if my customers have actually $2,000. If I look here. Oh, and that's not going to show for them because, again, keep in mind, they don't get charged. None of them have purchased anything. They will not get charged until that offer expires, and everybody will get charged at one time, and they'll get charged whatever the price was. Until then, we do a pre-authorization on the card. So until then, what we do is a pre-authorization on the card to make sure that they do actually have the money to buy the thing at the current price that it's listed on. All right. So that is your group invoice. Hopefully that makes sense, and there's no questions on group invoices. Like I said, that's a user-defined feature. The other thing that we'll go over here in the platform before we head over to Zapier to finish up everything in the platform with the Zapier integration is just these widgets. All right. I do believe that we actually have to do a little bit of design work to these widgets. So if you guys have any design suggestions, feel free to always give those. All right. So here you're going to create a widget. You're going to create a, like literally we just sold a widget. Here you're going to create a widget. All right. So here you can just actually add a delay. And what a widget is, it's just going to be a pop-up that can actually pop up to present more information because you're not having an entire landing page dedicated to your product and what your product's about, or dedicated to your invoice and what your invoice is about. So here, literally, let's say I have done this before with my clients. Like I just had a client earlier that actually paid me money, and I literally never even met him before. Somebody just sent me an email and said, hey, this dude wants the software. I'm hooking you guys up. He just paid me a $2,000 deposit to be able to speak with me and a couple of my engineers for 3 hours to tell him how much his software is going to cost. All right. So for that invoice, since I never talked to this guy before, on that invoice for the down payment, I created one of these widgets. I recorded a custom video for him, uploaded it on YouTube, and I put that video on the widget. So as soon as he goes to that invoice, he can get to see that widget, and then he can pay that. He can see a video of me talking to him and letting him know what's all included in this payment, and then he can go ahead and pay it right up. All right. So you'll see how that kind of works here. It's just like a little drag and drop editor where you can go in and drag some text area here and, you know, put in some text. If you want to put in a picture, you can put in a picture. If you want to put in a YouTube video, you can put in a YouTube video. So we'll just go find some YouTube video. This one looks, fuck yeah, let's put in this one. Bunch of hot girls. Well, I don't like this one because it doesn't have the girls in bikinis I thought it was going to have, but we're going to use it anyways. I really just picked it because it had girls in bikinis. So make sure you put in this URL up here and not the share URL. Put in this URL because this is actually a URL that goes in the iframe. So just put that URL in there. Oh, yeah. Who's not going to buy our product now? Everybody's going to buy our product. They're going to see this and they're going to bam, bam, bam. You guys are going to get rich just like this. You just got to add this there. All right. So just go ahead and save this. Great. Now it's saved up. Look, there's your little widget right there. Looking good, right? All right. Now what you can do is you can come right back over here to your product invoice. Now, once you have a widget created, you can go to any of your product invoices. Man, can you go to these guys? You can't add it to your group invoices, but if you want it on your group invoices, we can add it to your group invoices. But you can go right over here to any of your product invoices, and then you can just click this little button right here, and then you can add your widget. And we're just going to add that widget up. And then you can just open this link in this new tab. And then a user can just go to your product. Oh, that's not a good one to add it on, even though your widget pops up anyways. All right. So we probably should have added it to a different product invoice that isn't expired. So let's add that widget up right there. And as soon as this loads up, your widget is going to load. Like I said, I thought we had a little design fix that we actually had to make right there in that YouTube video, but that's no big deal. I'll have that actually fixed by tomorrow. But you can see what your widget is and what your widget allows you to do. Here you can actually just go in and give even more information about your product and why somebody should actually buy your product in case they're not 100% sold yet on this product. You can essentially set, like I showed you, you had that timer. You can have this set after 10 seconds, right? Or after 30 seconds. And you can say, hey, after 30 seconds, if this dude hasn't paid my product invoice after 30 seconds, pop this thing up and show him these bikinis and these girls shaking their butts and, you know, convince him that he needs to buy these products, because if he buys, then after he puts on my perfume, all these girls are going to be chasing him and he's going to have yachts and he's going to be rich. So buy my product. All right. So that essentially covers everything that you need to know inside this platform outside of the Zapier integration, unless, of course, you have any questions. So if you have any questions, just let me know that. If not, we're going to move right into Zapier. All right. So I think for Zapier, for all intents and purposes, what we're going to do here is we're going to go to Google Sheets right here. And we're just going to make us a new little sheet. And it's just going to be called testing. All right, it's just going to be called Demo Invoicing You Testing. And then we're going to go make some public folder. All right, let's make a public folder for the Tier 5 group. And let's just call it Invoicing You. That way you guys can have access to all this if you want. And let's make a new Zap. Now, whenever we make a new Zap, we have several different things we can do with Zapier. So we're going to pick Invoicing You. And if you can't find Invoicing You, then what you need to do is you just need to go right inside Invoicing You. You need to go to your settings. You need to be there anyways. You need to go to your Zapier integration, and you just need to click that URL right there. As soon as you click that URL, you will then be able to actually find the Zapier integration inside Zapier. All right. So we're going to go, and right here for our triggers, we have two different options. We can fetch general invoices, or we can fetch product invoices. This trigger will fire whenever somebody either pays a general invoice or pays a product invoice. So let's start with general invoices. All right. And let's connect an Invoicing You account, which you're going to see is super simple. Just click that connect account button, and then just pop in your Zapier API token. Pretty straightforward, pretty easy there. All right. So we're just going to save and continue. And then let's pull in some samples here. And look, we've got our general invoice that has been paid. All right. Here's all the information that you need about your general invoice. All right. There's information about your general invoice, so you can fire some automation. All right, so we can continue up. And then we lack an action step, so fire on paid general invoice. And we're just going to go pick Google Sheets because we don't really care about this data. All we're going to do is demonstrate that you can get this data outside of Invoicing You and put it anywhere that you want. All right. We're going to put it in the stupid spreadsheet that we just created. I think we're going to put it in there. If I can pick the right account. All right, so we're going to save and continue this. And then we're going to pick this new spreadsheet, Invoicing You test. We're going to pick this worksheet right here. And then we don't have any fields here, so let's create one. All right, so now we got some fields. All right, so we need a name, so let's grab a name. There's a username. Let's see, we need an email. There's an email. Product total. Here's a product total somewhere in here. There's a total right there. All right. And here is a type. And this could be whatever type you want. But for us, we could go in and say this is going to be the product name here. There isn't actually any product name because we don't need a product name. So here you could put, I mean, again, this is just arbitrary stuff. So I'm just going to put in that invoice URL just to show a demonstration. All right. That will add that guy right in there. And then essentially what we can do is now that we have this guy done, we can go view this guy up real quick. We can turn him on, see him in our dashboard, and then we can go in here and we can just create a new invoice for a completely new guy. And his name's also going to be John because John's cool. Actually, we'll just call him John Vaughn 2. Just so we don't get them mixed up with the real John Vaughn. Again, we're going to sell a widget, and we're going to sell 22 widgets, and they're $1,000 a piece because we sell expensive widgets. All right, not going to charge that dude tax, but we are going to get rich because this dude's going to pay us $22,000. So, and it's just pseudo money, so no big deal there. Now we got a $22,000 invoice here that this dude's going to go in and actually pay. You can send invoices this big if you want to. No big deal there. The only thing I would recommend is your client most likely is going to have to actually call their bank and verify that they do intend to pay you this large amount of money. And now he's all paid up. Great. So we can go back to our customers real quick. We should have a John Vaughn 2. And that dude should have paid us $22,000. Thanks a lot, John. That was really great. And if we come over here and run this app right here, then you should be able to see that that information is going to come right inside here. So here's your information right here that just came inside here. All right, so you can see how that data can actually just be piped in anywhere that you want from a Zapier integration that is on a general invoice. So you can essentially do the exact same thing if you want on a product invoice. So you can essentially do the exact same thing here on a product invoice. So this is going to be invoicing you. All right. And what we're going to do is we're going to fetch product invoices. And what we're going to do is we're going to come in here. We're going to find a product invoice. We're going to grab one of these dudes that doesn't have a limit. All right. And this dude has no limit right here. So we're going to grab him up. All right. And we're going to open an incognito window. And we're going to put him inside here and say AID equals that. And MID equals that. All right. This was our affiliate ID and our messenger ID that we want to send with our invoices because we want to track this information. So we're going to go ahead and just actually make a test of this to get some data. Hey, thanks a lot for showing me that. We're going to give that to work@thinkvaughn.com because he likes to give us some money. So we're going to go ahead and pay this $1,200 to watch these girls shaking their butts. No big deal there. Totally worth it, I think. I'm sure my wife would agree that this is totally worth $1,200 to see all these beautiful girls shake their butts. I would ask her, but she's sleeping right now. So we're just going to take my word for it that she would agree. It's definitely worth the investment. So let's pull in some samples here. And let's look in here and see. Here's that AID that just came in. Here's that MID that should actually be in there. But I think that maybe if I actually looked in here. See, my problem is that I sent an MID, but I am not listening to an MID. I'm listening to a PSID. All right. So that's why I'm not finding my MID is because I'm not listening for one. I don't have a hidden field for a MID. I have a hidden field for a PSID. All right. But that's good enough for me because I'm actually just for the demo purposes, I'm just going to send the data that I need into the AID anyways. All right. So now I have this guy and he actually lacks an action step. No big deal. All right. What would I do here? All right. What I would do here is I essentially come in now and do something like this. All right, or I can go in and say, hey, let's go to Chat Fuel, just because you guys may be interested in chatbots and how to incorporate this into your chatbot. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to go into the John Vaughn chatbot because why not? John Vaughn seems like a cool guy. And then I'm going to see, do I have anything here? I don't. So I'm just going to add a little thing in here, and it's going to be called software demos. And here I'm just going to call this, you know, purchased product. All right. And then I'm just going to be like, yo, bro. All right, so that's all I'm going to do, but you could understand if you know anything about chatbots that you can come in here and now set up a user attribute that purchase product equals true so that you can go in and say, hey, this dude has actually purchased this product, and then you could route him to another block. All right, so if you want, I can go in and show you. All right, let's just do that. All right. So first off, we're going to do that. And then All right, so we're going to do this right here. We're going to buy this product. What product are we going to buy? Oh, we're going to buy this one that doesn't have a limit on it. Which one doesn't have a limit? This $1,200 one right here. He doesn't have a limit. So we're going to go purchase this right up. All right. And we're going to take a look and see what we're sending, AID and PSID. All right, so we're going to send both of those information. So we're going to go back to Chat Fuel. And what I like to do is put that dude in here and say AID equals Chat Fuel user ID. And PSID is equal to Chat Fuel user ID. All right, so now we got that. That's everything that we need. We're going to put that dude right inside there. Well, now we're going to copy that guy right up. We're going to put that guy right inside there. All right. So now he's right inside there, right where he needs to be. All right. And so we're going to delete that dude right there. And then we're just going to say, hey, this is your product block. And then you can just go in here and look and see what you're doing here and say, hey, if purchase product is not true, and just send this dude to need to buy product. All right. And then what we're going to do is we're going to send this dude to product block. All right. Hopefully you guys stay tuned with all that and you don't have any questions about that. That's pretty straightforward chatbot building. That's pretty simple stuff. So nothing complex there. All right. So now we have everything that we need. All right. Now what we're essentially going to do is we're going to do the hard part. We are going to now, once we get a new product that has been purchased and Invoicing You throws out some information to Zapier and he's like, yo, dudes bought some product from you. We're going to send that data back into our chatbot. If we use Chat Fuel, if you use ManyChat, this is going to be a little bit easier for you. It's really hard for me to use ManyChat because they don't let me use their software because I don't really know why, but they don't let me use it. So anyways, if you're going to use ManyChat, then it's going to be a little bit easier for you, and you should know how to do stuff. If not, if you're going to use Chat Fuel, it's going to be a little bit harder for you, but not so hard at all. You're just going to use a webhook. You're going to use a post request here, and you're just going to come over here. Essentially, you're going to come over to this configure tab right here, and you're going to go right down here to this broadcasting section, wherever that broadcasting section just went, and then you're just going to come right here, and you're going to grab some information from right here. Specifically, you're going to grab this thing right here, and you're going to grab that guy right up, and you're going to stick that guy right in there, and then you're going to go get a little bit of information. You need your bot ID, so we're going to grab our bot ID, and we're going to put our bot ID right there where he says bot ID. We also need a user ID, and we know that we're going to have a user ID, and that user ID is essentially going to come from that AID field because we're going to pass it, because we're literally going to give that data to the invoice. We're going to take it from the chatbot. We're already doing that. We've already done that right here. We've already done that right here in this need to buy product. We literally are passing the dude's chatbot ID right here to the invoice so that whenever he pays this, we can send that data to Zapier so that now we know that chatbot ID so that we can reach him back inside the chatbot. Why? Because we have his chatbot ID. So that's the whole reason. One of the whole reasons we built this hidden field is so that you can actually pass data from your chatbot, and this can now seamlessly work with your chatbot when no other invoicing platform can. All right, in just a second, I'll show you how you can actually build a chatbot shopping cart and create completely dynamic invoices right from your chatbot. Whenever a dude says, hey, I want to buy this, this, and this, you can be like, no problem. Here's your invoice. Pretty straightforward. So now this dude needs to buy a product. All right. And essentially what we need to do is we've got this. We need a Chat Fuel token. All right. So we're going to grab that guy up. We're going to click that, grab our token. That's great. Don't copy my token because I will hack your Facebook account and send bad messages to your mother if you steal my token. All right, so we need a Chat Fuel message tag. And to get that chat fuel message tag, we're just going to click this button right here. If you click this button, here's a whole list, and I am just going to put non-promotional subscription because that's what this is. All right, it's a non-promotional subscription. You can put anything that you want. It could be a payment update. All right, so let's just put in a payment update. Fine. Chat fuel message tag, I'm pretty sure that's optional. You don't actually have to put it in there at all. All right, and then now we're going to do what? We're going to go in and say, hey, here's my product block. Here's my purchase product. I need product name. So I'm going to send some product name here. And I'm going to say, hey, not block name, but this product name is equal to. I'm just going to go put in my product name from here. There's my product name. I don't need any of that other information. I did need a block name, and that block name is purchase product. All right. So I'm going to go in and put that guy in here. Where is he going to go? Right there on that block name. So he's going to go right there, and I'm going to continue. I'm not going to send this test because I don't have a valid chatbot ID, so I'm going to go ahead and skip that up, and I'm going to go ahead and finish, and I'm just going to assume this is going to work. I'm going to give him a name. He bought a product. I'm going to see this in my dashboard. I'm going to do one more thing, and I'm going to do need to buy product. I'm going to open this link up in a new tab. And hopefully I got some demo AI here. Helpers. That's a good place for it. Product. Need to buy product. All right. Actually, here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to take that product and I'm going to put product. All right. Here's my product block. All right. Now I'm going to go to Facebook. Hopefully you guys don't spend a lot of time on Facebook because it will eat your brain and that's no good. Not sure why I have all these random messages open. Nor am I sure. What I'm really wanting to do here. Product. All right. Here's product. You can see whenever I go to product, it says first I need to buy product. All right. No big deal. Go buy product. Guess what? If you don't want that to happen, come right inside here. Come right back to Chat Fuel. Come right back to this configure thing right here. Add a domain. Add invoicing you. And add a domain here. Add invoicing you. Wait 5 or 10 minutes. And you should be good. If you wait 5 or 10 minutes, then you should see that this thing right here will no longer pop up in a new tab. It will pop up in a model. All right. You do have to wait a little bit of time. So I'm not sure if you need to refresh Facebook or not, but you do need to wait a little bit of time for that to actually get whitelisted by Facebook. And then once it actually gets whitelisted by Facebook, they won't actually have to open up a new tab. It will pop up in what is called a web view inside of Facebook. All right. But until it actually pops up inside that web view, you can see that I've already passed all the information that I need. I've passed the dude's chatbot ID. So I can just go ahead and make this payment right here and just be like, hey, this is John at thinkvaughn.com. And I'm going to go ahead and pay this right up because it's just $1,200 and I'm rich, so it doesn't bother me. All right, that's been successfully paid. And then if you just come over here and take a look at this, and this is that guy right there. Let's go ahead and run this dude. And then let's just wait for our chatbot to send us some information. So you just need to come in here and you need to make sure instead of having this form data, you have it turned to JSON data. No big deal there. All right. So now instead of doing the whole thing over again, we'll just grab a new sample. And we'll just grab this one that was pulled in a few seconds ago. And then let's come look over here and make sure that data is there. There's that data. Now we can just go ahead and test this. The only thing, like I said, you need to make sure that you have that turned to JSON and not to form data. Okay, so you just need to make sure you do everything right, and it looks like I have not done everything right, and I have forgot that guy right there. So no big deal. Let's put that guy in there. Typically, whenever something doesn't work, it's because we're stupid and we've made a mistake, and we just need to go in and fix that mistake. That's typically why things don't work, is because we have done something incorrectly. All right? So we're just going to go ahead and resend that. Looks like he doesn't like that. So again, we're just going to be like, does he not like that? He didn't like that. So we're just going to come over here and we're just going to change this to a non-promotional subscription. And that's going to be our message tag. If he doesn't like that, we're just going to completely remove that message tag, because it seems like he doesn't like that message tag right there. So we're just going to be honest, I'm not sure if that needs to be there or if those brackets don't need to be there. So we're going to try it both ways. Let's take a look. Let's take a little gander and see how that works. Let's send that test. Oh, great. I got my test. You see, there's my test. Now you can see I just purchased my product. And if I type back in product, it's just going to say, here's your product. There's my product. Now I've completely unlocked this product for this dude based on him purchasing that invoice. So he's went in and purchased that invoice. We've got the information through our chatbot. We've sent the data back into our chatbot, and we've unlocked his product. So now we can deliver our digital product right inside the chatbot. He can't get it until he actually makes a payment. Once he makes a payment, then he can access the product that's locked up behind a payment. All right. So there's that. Hopefully you understand. Those are your two triggers in Zapier. You can fire a trigger whenever a new product invoice is paid. You can fire a trigger whenever a new general invoice is paid. All right. And then you do have one other thing that you can do in Zapier, and that one's pretty easy. And that one's just going to be, what we're going to do here is we're also going to use a webhook here. All right. We're going to use a webhook by Zapier, and we're going to go back into our chatbot, because again, who doesn't like chatbots? And we're going to say prep invoice. All right. So we can prep our invoice here. And I'm not going to get into the fancies of building this, because that's something that you can do on your own. I am just going to make it very simple and make sure that you understand how to use it on the Invoicing You side. And then you can just extrapolate all the cool stuff that you can do with your chatbot. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to use this catch hook here. We're going to copy this guy up. And we're just going to ask this dude some questions. All right. And the next thing that we're going to do, all right, the first thing that we're going to do is we're just going to do this JSON API right here. We're going to hit that URL, and we're going to give his chat fuel user ID. And then we'll probably give his first name, because why not? And we'll probably give his last name. Oh, we didn't want that. All right, so we're going to give that. And that's all the information that we need right now. We're going to go back over to our AI, and we're just going to type in the word prep. And we're going to say bot replies with a bot called prep invoice. All right. So we're going to come to Zapier. We're going to say, hey, bro, I did that. And then we're just going to come in here and say prep. And then that should send all our data to Zapier. And we just got that data right into Zapier. Great. And we are going to do our action step. And that action step is going to be Invoicing You. And it's going to be our only action, which is going to be create an invoice. So now we're going to go in and actually create that invoice. We're going to pick our Invoicing You account that we want to create this invoice in. And we're just going to hit save and continue. And now if you want to put any of your subscriptions on, you can add a subscription to this invoice if you want. give the guy's name on this invoice. So that's going to be John Vaughn. All right. And give a memo. We need a memo. We need an email. All right. We need some items. We need some quantity. We need a price. And we need a tax rate. We need a currency. And here we can put his mini chat ID. All right. So everything else, I'm going to hard code in here. But you guys obviously can understand how you could actually compile your data in your chatbot. And in your chatbot, they could add this to your product. They could add this to your product. They could add this to your, and they could add all this stuff up. And then you could just send it to this invoice, and you can create one big invoice for them. And then just now you have a shopping cart in your chatbot. You have something that's very dynamic that you can go in and say, okay, you want to add this? Great, add this. You want to add this? Great, add this. Once they're done with everything and they want to say, they want to check out, you can actually go out and you can send all that data to Zapier. You can generate this invoice and you can send that invoice back to them. They can pay it. And once they pay it, you can send that data back into the chatbot. All right. So pretty straightforward. Pretty straightforward. So here is your random invoice. I'm just going to show you how this works real quick. Where first what we're going to do is we are going to come in here and we're going to get some user input. We're going to get this dude's email because we need his email. And we're going to be like, what is your email? And we're going to put in his email there. So we're also going to put in his email here. All right. And then we're going to ask him some other information. We're going to say, yo, bro, what would you like to buy?
You have affiliate email instead of just regular email.
Yeah, well, I need to change that. So let's change that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Let's put him in there. And then we can just be like, what do you want to buy? And we're going to call that item. And then I'm just going to say, what do you want to pay? And I'm going to just put in pay. Now, obviously, I would not recommend you letting your clients pick how much they want to pay you. But they could if you want. But you can understand I just don't want to get super in depth in how to actually do all this stuff in the chatbot, because as long as you understand how to do it within Invoicing You, you can figure out anything that you want in whatever chatbot platform that you're actually using. All right. So now we're going to go in and actually put an item here. And then we'll put in pay here. All right. And then essentially we'll know whenever we give pay that that's everything we need. Prep. What's my email? It's that. I'm going to buy some widgets. What do I want to pay? Well, first, before I go pay, I'm going to come back over here to test this step. I'm going to come over here to get more samples. It's going to pull in some samples, and I'm going to say $156. Now, hopefully, it's got my samples here, and it's got my new samples here, and it should have all my data. There's all my data. So now I can come back in over here, and I can say, hey, what is my email? I'll put in dude's email. I just need to get the right piece of data. As long as I get the right piece of data, dude's email should come in as long as I get my right piece of data. And I'm not sure why my data didn't come in there. So, because I forgot to hit that continue button. That's why. Again, like I said, if things don't work as you think they should work, most of the time it's because we are doing something wrong. What item do I want to purchase? That is going to be some widgets. I'm just going to go ahead and buy one of them. What's my price going to be? I'm just going to put that price that I gave over there. Tax, currency, continue. Now this thing is going to give back to you a link to an invoice. And here's a link to your invoice that you can now just deliver back. All right. And I do want you to notice that here with this invoice, you do want to make sure if you're sending it from a chatbot that you fill out this mini chat ID. This mini chat ID does not have to be from MiniChat. It can be from MiniChat, Chatfuel, any of your chatbot building platforms. You just want to make sure you put this ID in. That way, when this dude goes in and pays this general invoice that is not a product invoice, it is a general invoice, when he pays it, you can actually catch that information and send that information back down to your chatbot to let your chatbot know that this guy has actually paid this thing. That way, if you're a restaurant and you want to take orders through your chatbot, you can ask people what they want and they can go in and get their order and they can say, hey, I'm ready to check out. And then you can send them this invoice. And then once they pay this invoice, you can get a notification in the chatbot, hey, we got your payment. We're going to start making your order. It's going to be ready in 15 minutes or whatever. All right. So now all you just need to do is send this right back to your chatbot. And that's pretty much everything you need to know about Invoicing You. Again, it's a pretty simple platform, super powerful in terms of actually being able to, how much money did we go in and get today? Let's take a look. $29,000. Not bad. Not bad for an hour's worth of work. Almost 30K. So pretty powerful, super simpler, especially when you're dealing in fictitious money. Again, we've got a lot of UI updates coming to Invoicing You, and we've got a lot of new features coming to Invoicing You that I'll keep you updated with over the next couple of weeks. But for now, that should be everything you need to know. So anybody have any questions, anything that you want to get clarified or you didn't quite understand?
It is incredible.
Try to make things work. So everything we build, we try to build with the purpose. So specifically Invoicing You, it's what I've done over $750,000 worth of invoicing through that platform because it's what I use to build all my clients. We modified it heavily to support chatbots because there was nothing that actually, still there is no chatbot platform that supports subscription-based billing. And everything that I do is subscription-based billing for the most part. If you are going to buy a chatbot course from me, which I do have for sale, I don't have a chatbot course for sale on a one-time payment. You're going to pay me a monthly fee forever because I'm going to keep building content for my chatbot. So, it was modified to be able to talk to chatbots. But yeah, it definitely is an awesome platform. And like I said, we've got more and more features coming up. Like I said, we've got the feature coming up for you to actually be able to auto capture. So you don't even have to get your client to pay the invoice. You can just auto capture the money. You can auto capture instantly, or you can wait and give him, net 14 days and say you got 14 days to pay. If you don't pay within those 14 days, I'm just going to pull that money right out of your account and save you the trouble of having to pay. And then we've got a complete new UI coming. And then we've got the whole dashboard is actually being redone where we're going to show you a calendar view. It's going to have 6 weeks. It's going to have the entire month plus 1 week of the previous month, 1 week of the future month. And it's going to show you all the money that you invoiced out, kind of like it does now, all the money that was paid by your clients, all the money that was auto captured, and all the money that came back from any of your subscriptions, which you haven't actually invoiced out because they're just coming in from a renewal of the subscription. And then we're also going to show you future projections. We're going to show you all the future projections of auto capture that you've scheduled. Hey, this should be paid within 14 days. If not, charge it. We'll project the auto capture, and we'll also project all your incoming subscription revenue. So if you're somebody like me and you got $15,000 a month worth of subscription revenue that just gets auto renewed every month, that is not an invoice that you send, you'll be able to actually see that forecasted revenue coming in as well. So you can kind of just look at your calendar and get a good sense of your finances. But any questions, any other questions or comments? Or are you guys good and we can all go home now?
John, can you send me the link to that chatbot subscription so I could take a look at it and show it to my wife also? If it's handy, if it's not, I'll look for it somewhere.
Well, I don't actually know if I still have that page up anymore. And I don't have that page up anymore because I haven't done a chatbot course since December. Is literally now like that. The only one that I could offer you is if you actually, if you just do this, all right? To be quite honest, look, I'll show you what I've made selling this chatbot course. If you want to see exactly what I've made selling this chatbot course, this is how much money I've made selling this chatbot course, all right? $36,000 is what I've made selling this chatbot course. And if you want it for free, you can just go to YouTube and you can just type in John Vaughn. Actually, click that and then just go to this playlist and then go to this chatbot training right here. And it has 83 videos, over 150 hours worth of chatbot training right there.
Oh,
You can
cool.
just check
I
out.
think
Here's pretty
I
much
think I.
everything you need to know.
Cool, cool. Thanks.
Yep. And you can also get it inside the Tier 5 chatbot if you do something like MiniChat. If you type in MiniChat, you can get all these MiniChat courses inside the chatbot.
Yeah, that's how I found you today.
Yeah, so you can grab all those up. And then there's a chat fuel training as well, but I don't remember. I think you can just type in chat fuel to actually get that. I'm not sure. I can't remember what the keyword is, but I think it's chat fuel. But all those videos anyways are right here on this playlist. All those videos are right here on this playlist.
Cool.
Any
Thank
other?
you.
Yep, no problem. Any other questions or comments anybody has?
That's good, John. All I got to do is do it.
Well, doing it is the easy part.
John, are you gonna show a walkthrough, something similar like this, maybe for text in bulk? Because I'm having trouble configuring the Google and the Yelp API back into that platform. Because when I do go to the Google platform to get the API, the dashboard and the locations are different from the little tutorial that you have up. It seems like they changed the interface, at least the way it looks. You don't have to do that now. I don't, I'm not pretty sure it's pretty late where you are.
Well, it's actually, if you look out my window, it's actually pretty early where I'm at. It's actually pretty early where I'm at. It's probably 9 a.m. in the morning. I haven't been to sleep yet, and I got a whole day full of things to do. I actually have in a couple hours, I have a meeting with Spencer Markham, which is a all-star superstar affiliate marketer who's done over $1 million worth of revenue, has 2,000 ClickFunnels affiliates underneath of him. I'm going to try to actually convince him to jump on board with the Tier 5 community and send out an email to all his list and go ahead and fill up our community and be a Tier 5 affiliate. And then I got a couple other meetings. I actually have some guy that's a Tier 5 community member. His name is Munar, and he has flown all the way from where's he from? He's from London. He flew all the way from London just to come talk to us about a product. And he's like literally just got into India a couple days ago. He's staying at a hotel, and I'm about to meet him today. So he's going to be meeting me at the office today, and I'm going to be live streaming all that. But who cares about sleep anyways? Sleep's kind of dumb. So
oh man, I wish you much success, man. Thank you for everything that you're sharing, man.
My pleasure. Thank you guys for showing up and your support. Any other questions or concerns you guys have while we're here? If not, like I said, I'm gonna go do my daily routine, which is eat Oreos and peanut butter so that I can be a millionaire.
That's right. Just like a millionaire.
Just like a millionaire. That's what I'm gonna go do. So if you guys don't have any other questions or anything like that, then let's see each other on the next time. And yes, I will do a in-depth training on text in bulk, but what I would recommend is if you just go into text in bulk, there are several of these trainings already. If you just go right back to this YouTube channel right here, and then just go to this videos tab, and then just hit Control F, and then type in text, and you will see a whole bunch of text in bulk trainings. Actually, those are the only ones tagged that, but as soon as you load those up, I believe that you'll start to see more. See, as those load up, because they're lazy loaded. So as you let all those load up, you'll end up seeing a whole bunch of text in bulk trainings probably. See, they just keep getting more and more as they load up. But I would recommend if you just come in here and just download that documentation right there. So just click that button right there.
Yeah, the API dashboard in Google looks a little different, so I kind of got lost at some point.
Are you part of the Tier 5 community?
Not yet. I'm hoping to get this going and give it a test drive, so to speak, and so I could go in
There should
full-fledged.
Let's see right here. There should be. I believe this is updated. Let's see if it's my wife. If it's my wife, it's totally updated. Yeah. Yeah, it's my wife. So you should watch this video right here, and that should be an updated video.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Because it's my wife, so that should totally be updated because she made the last one because I was like,
Cool.
anything else?
No, I'm good.
Cool. Well, if you guys don't have anything else, I will see you guys on the next one. You guys enjoy your day, and thanks for coming. See you guys.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you, John.
See you guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye, John.
Bye, Darla.